Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, driving into work. And in today's video, I want to talk about getting out of your own way in your personal injury case. I guess the subheadline would be sometimes it's the lawyer's fault, sometimes it's the insurance company's fault, sometimes it's your doctor's fault that you're having a hard time in your injury case, but sometimes the problem is you. What do I mean? Well, I signed up this client about a year ago. Nice person, very smart, very competent person, always wants to know, you know, we talked probably close to 2 hours, and I answered a bunch of questions and explained how many of the processes in an injury claim or lawsuit go, and how, all the things that I have to do as the lawyer to move the case along, which is fine. Some people are like, I'll let the lawyer handle it. Some people want to know the details just because they're, they're more detail oriented, or maybe they got burned in the past, or maybe they want to make sure they're not getting, cheated or hiring a lawyer that they can't really trust, right? So I don't really mind that. But um, basically, what happened in this person's case is after they agreed to hire me, and after this long conversation where I answered all their questions, I sent them my paperwork to sign up, and nothing. No phone call, no sign up, no nothing. They sort of disappeared on me. Couple of weeks went by, sent them an email, nothing. A couple more weeks went by, called them a couple of times, sent them another email, nothing. So then I send out this standard letter saying, thanks for reaching out to me. I don't know what happened, but I can't reach you. You never returned my paperwork. There are deadlines in injury cases, et cetera, et cetera. Letting them know that until they contact me and sign my papers, I'm not their lawyer, and that they can't sign my papers at some later date and automatically make me their lawyer, because I'm letting them know officially time has passed now and I don't know what they've done in their case. So, um, well, as you might be able to predict, they took the information I gave them and they thought they were going to do it themselves and save themselves an attorney's fee, which, again, I get it. I grew up in a house where, my father didn't want to pay anybody to do anything. And I think my brother and I both have a lot of that in us too. If we can figure out how to do something or fix something, we're going to give that a shot before we just throw money around or promise money to somebody. I mean, the nice thing about an injury lawyer is they only get paid if they win. And I've done other videos explaining how when you have a lawyer on your case, it increases your settlement money in your pocket by quite a bit over doing it yourself. But some people don't know that, or they don't believe it, or they want to try and just do it themselves, or maybe they just think things will be simpler and less litigious and they'll be over faster without a lawyer. But that's really never the case. As I've said before, injury cases have become so complicated. Even in the time that I've been a lawyer, about 25 years, things were relatively simple even back then. And I remember older lawyers telling me that the business is, even back then, it's become so complicated and, difficult to navigate. Well, over the last 25 years, everything has just become more and more complicated, more and more details to track, more and more deadlines, more and more new laws or modifications to existing laws that just make everything in injury cases. It's, there's a bear trap everywhere you step in a lot of these cases. And the further into the case you get, the more opportunities there are to step into one of those traps and really put yourself behind the eight ball in your injury case. So, as you can predict, about a year later, this guy calls me and says, "Hey, listen, I'm interested in hiring you. Can you send me your papers again?" And he left me a voicemail. And so I called him back and I told him, "Hey, bud, like, you need to talk to me. You need to call me again." and you need to let me know, what's going on. And I played phone tag with him a little bit. And basically, he admitted to me that what he was doing is he was calling lawyers for free consultations, trying to get advice about exactly what to do next in his case. And, without going into too many details, uh, there were a lot of problems. After 1 year, there were a lot of problems with the case, including um, communications directly with the insurance company that generously the insurance company is going to think this guy's nuts. And the thing you need to know about insurance companies is we have to be careful with our communications with them, because what we say and what we don't say and the communications we have, like, they track all that stuff. So if you get on the phone with the insurance company and you're trying to wheel and deal, it signals at worst that they're dealing with somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing, and they lick their lips. They're like, okay, we're going to take advantage of this person. Or, worst case scenario, if you are upset about the crash, upset about your injuries, you've got a lot of things going on in your life, if they think that you're not at your best, or gosh, they think that, like, maybe this person is right now not really stable, they're going to run you through the ringer and waste your time. And that's basically where this guy's case got. And I identified about 5 problems that he created in his case in the intervening year, including like medical treatment, his relationship with his doctor, just bad situation. I ultimately, I can fix a lot of cases, but ultimately I couldn't fix this one. I had to take a pass on it. Not so much because the problems weren't fixable, like they weren't completely fixable, but I could have got the guy some money on his case. But there was still that indication from talking to him that there was a little bit of um, distrust, or we were still not a team. It was still him thinking and planning and trying to scheme a little bit, was the read I got on it. Um, and I think even at that point, he was talking to several other lawyers. So I just told him, thanks, but no thanks. I'm sorry I can't help you. And, at the end of that conversation, he admitted to me that he was talking to 3 other lawyers at the same time anyway. So hopefully he got representation and got a good outcome. But, there are only so many hours in the day. And to take a good, straightforward, valuable case and then think you're going to reverse engineer things because you're intelligent, I always use the analogy of playing chess. You can be smartest person ever, most experienced checkers or backgammon player ever, but unless you've played chess before, you don't stand much of a chance against an insurance company that fancies themselves a grandmaster at chess, right? Or, boxing. You can be a tough guy and get in the ring, but if you don't have any boxing training, you're probably not going to win that boxing match, right? And that's what a good injury lawyer can offer you. I'll tell you another one. A lady had a medical malpractice case, and she contacted me about a year ago, and she waited about 8 months or 6 months, 6 or 7 months after the medical mistake to contact a lawyer, and she contacted me, and she couldn't explain it very well. So she told me she had one of her doctor's medical records, and I told her there was another set of medical records that I needed to look at before I could tell her whether I thought it was a case we could take the next step on. And I told her, listen, if you want me to look at it for you, I'm not even sure exactly what it is that happened or what you think the doctor did wrong, but I'll take a few hours and look at all your medical records and look at your before and after photos, and I'll tell you whether I think it's potentially a case, and if it is, I'll sign you up and we'll order the rest of it. But I told her time is of the essence. You got 2 years from the date of a medical mistake to know whether it's a case or not, because you got a filing deadline, a court filing deadline. And if you miss the deadline, your case is over. You don't get any money. So I told her, do me a favor, get all the records, just the 2 sets of records that I wanted, and send me before and after pictures so that I can look at what you're saying the doctor screwed up. And, you know, like, don't hear from her for a month, and then she sends me 1 set of medical records, and I respond to her. I'm like, please don't send me multiple emails. As we discussed, please get everything together because I'm very busy and I'm happy to look at this for you, but I need this doctor, before pictures, after pictures. I look at the record she sent me, they weren't complete. So I email her back and I tell her that. Well, long story short, about 6 months later, she sends me some photos. Then I don't hear from her. And, I sent her an email saying, listen, if you don't send this to me within the next 30 days, I'm not going to be able to help you. So I sent her that email. And then just recently, she called me. She called the office and said, so did you review my case? What do you think? I'm like, well, wait a minute. You contacted me a year ago. You said you had a complete set of medical records from one medical provider. I asked you to get 1 set and before and after pictures. Not hard. You said you could do it easily, and you were motivated to do it. And I told you up front that I wasn't representing you and that I was looking at it for you. And you agreed, and you said you would get it all to me within 30 days. And you never did. So now you are literally, I don't know, 4 or 5 months away from your filing deadline. And I've gotten busier in my office. And, at this point, I don't think I'm interested in reviewing it for you. But my point is, because of the filing deadlines and because of how busy injury lawyers are, when they need to review materials and are asking you to get them materials to review, very important that you do it in a timely manner. But, this lady, I'm sure her life was busy. I'm sure there was reasons why she couldn't get the materials together. And, look, 4 or 5 months is still, it's actually like 5 months, a little more than 5 months. She still has plenty of time to get that stuff together and contact a different attorney. Absolutely, she does. Um, but, from my perspective, she, I would have been happy to do it for her. I would have given her several hours of my time and looked at the stuff and been honest with her and told her the truth. But you have to, a lawyer cannot evaluate a case with no information, right? You can't, especially on a nursing home case, a med mal case, or a complicated injury case. A lawyer can't just talk to you on the phone and know for sure that you're going to go to lawsuit and win it. You're going to file a lawsuit and win it. So whether it's because you are hesitant to hire a lawyer, because you don't want to pay a lawyer fee, or you think you'll be able to figure it out yourself, or whether it's because life gets in the way and you drop the ball on giving the lawyer the information they need to evaluate your case, either way, if you want the best outcome in your case with the least amount of stress for you and the most amount of money, hiring a personal injury attorney and giving them the support and help they need, which often is just answering questions, just telling the lawyer where you went to the doctor, and the lawyer does all the legwork. If you have a lawyer who wants you to do all the legwork, it might be time to think about a different lawyer. But anyway, that's this video. Sometimes it's not a crooked insurance company. Sometimes it's not a lazy or bad lawyer or a rotten doctor who won't support your case. Sometimes the reason your case becomes challenging or goes south is you. So I always encourage people to see a doctor right away and talk to a lawyer right away after any accident, because the sooner a doctor and a lawyer get involved in your case, the better chance you have for a good outcome. So anyway, not a happy topic this morning, but now that I'm parked, I guess I better jump out of my car and go to work. Thank you for watching. If I can help you, of course, give me a call, 312 500 4500. That number gets answered 24 hours a day, every day of the year. So you can call anytime, day or night. Again, 312 500 4500. If you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I've got some cool tools on my website. One is called the Case Cash Calculator, tells you what your case might be worth. Another one is the Good Case Calculator, tells you whether to have a good case or maybe a case with some challenges. Links in the description. Those are easy and quick to use, free and no obligation. And in 10 or 15 seconds, you get the information you're looking for. So the links are in the description there. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and hit the like button, hit the bell to get notified of new videos. And if you really appreciate the information I give and the videos, and if you've had a consultation or if you're a current or former client and you wouldn't mind giving me a 5-star review on Google, it would really help me. People really look at those reviews to determine which lawyer to call. And that's, after all, what I do for a living is representing injured people and getting them max value on their cases quick. So if you would be so kind, there's a link in the description. You just cut and paste it into a browser on your phone, tablet, or PC. Takes you right to review page. Hit 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit. Literally 5 seconds for you, but an invaluable favor to me, which I really appreciate. So we're at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you and your family are well. And I guess that's it, folks. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.